the editorial director of Essence.
Jean Pierre, a journalist and composer, music producer.
I'm Mark Morial, president of the National Urban League. I live in New York, but I'm from New Orleans.
Delegate, Delegate to Congress's District Manager for St. Thomas St. John, down the Christensen.
Pastor Troy Parville-Smith, Democratic chaplain for Power here.
Christine Fields with BET 90 News.
I'm Adelaide Sanford, Vice Chancellor of the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York.
Jeffrey Burns, poet, writer, playwright, Haiti by way of New Orleans, by way of California, by way of New York.
Safisha Matabuti, the Institute of Positive Education, Chicago.
Haki Matabuti, poet, Third World Press, Institute of Positive Education, Chicago State University.
Benny Ivey, Senator Democratic from Atlanta, Georgia.
Rusty Burns from California by way of New Orleans.
Janine Burns, Palm Desert, California.
Cassandra Grant, educator, New York State Education Department, but also representing the Board for the Education of People of African Ancestry.
Jeannie Manuel, University of the Virgin Islands, Professor of Caribbean and African Studies, Pan-African Support Committee of the Virgin Islands.
Mary Emanuel, Managing Director, Roy Consultants, Ohio Buckeye by birth, St. Comian by choice.
Ohio Buckeye. All right, that's my
Jackie Rowland from Queens, New York, retired Secretary, Board of Education, and an ISIS sister.
Leonard Dunstan, President Emeritus, National Association of Black Social Workers, currently living in Durham, North Carolina.
Reverend Willie Wilson, pastor of the Union Temple Baptist Church in Washington, D.C.
Hank Sanders, a member of the Alabama Senate, new author and Bill of Community Institution.
Rose Sanders, Hank's wife, Selma, Alabama, the president of the National Voting Rights Museum, the Slavery Museum, and the Riots Campaign, Replacing Inequalities in Schools of Excellence.
Gilbert Parks, Dr. Gilbert Parks, Arcadia, Oklahoma, Black Cowboys of America. A little commercial later on, y'all all come to my rodeo on Labor Day weekend. But Chairman of the Board of Emeritus of National Medical Association, Black Psychiatrists of America, and for the love of our people.
My name is Opie Uchure. I'm a state legislator from Oklahoma.
Shawishi St. Julian, educator from New Orleans, Louisiana.
I'm Tamisha St. Julian with the Finance Authority of New Orleans.
Barbara Major, People's Institute, St. Thomas Health Clinic, New Orleans.
Jemadari Kamara, Director of the Center for African, Caribbean, and Community Development at the University of Massachusetts in Boston, member of the Haiti Support Project.
Ron Chisholm from New Orleans, Louisiana with the People's Institute for Survival and Beyond.
James Hayes from New Orleans with the People's Community Organizer with the People's Institute for Survival and Beyond.
Nika Taylor, Atlanta, Georgia, Circle of Sisters.
Labadie Murphy, a producer of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival and a member of the Haiti Support Project.
Miriam Barthelus, a proud Haitian American woman, jazz vocalist, and member of Faces of Haiti. Anna Ledon, educator, singer, entertainer, and member of Faces of Haiti.
Reverend Mary Wilson, co-pastor, Union Temple Baptist Church, Washington, D.C., also the executive director of the Harambe House for Youth in D.C.
From New York City, activist, comedian too.
Issa Lama, Archery Juke, scheduler and project development for Danny Glover, and faculty member at the University of Illinois in anthropology of dance.
Judith Adams, entertainer, teacher, actress, dancer, member of Faces of Haiti.
Moi c'est Azor, je vis à Haïti, musicien.
My name is Azar. I live in Haiti. I'm a musician.
Steve Valcour from Haiti. I'm a musician, audio recording engineer, and a singer. Thanks.
Eloise Anderson, representing Catherine Denham, who would love to be here, but is resting on the boat. Former company member, retired New York City Board of Education.
Tyrone Pitts, General Secretary of the Progressive National Baptist Convention.
Joe Beasley, Southern Regional Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition, Atlanta, Georgia, Haitian Support Committee.
My name is Adam Eccleston. I'm a jeweler and a jewelry manufacturer.
My name is Fahim Mohammed. I'm the Vice President of Universal Love Jewelry, one of the biggest black owned and operated jewelry companies in the United States, not the world.
Greetings everyone, Malika Sanders, Selma, Alabama, with the 21st Century Youth Leadership Movement and the Diaspora Exchange Program.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Shani. I'm here from DC, and I'm a writer, poet, and activist.
Hi, I'm Keisha from Brooklyn, New York, and I guess part of the Haiti Support Project committee when we planned the event to get some young folk like us.
Good morning, I'm Sandra Beasley, wife of Joe Henry Beasley. I am retired from anything and everything.
Well, y'all know from Atlanta, Georgia, Administrative Assistant to Mr. Joe Beasley.
Eddie Regis, Doctor of Chinese Medicine, and also the project coordinator for Haiti Support Project.
Good morning again and welcome. I'm Brian Modeste from Virgin Islands Congresswoman Donna Christensen's Washington State.
Good morning, I'm Derek Gabriel, once again from VI Delegate to Congress, Donna Christensen's office in St. Thomas.
Good morning, I'm Becky Shelton from Atlanta, Georgia.
Adele Regis, junior student attending Lang High School and part of Haiti Support Project, assisting Peggy Regis.
Good morning. I am the Honorable Professor Kwame Abdul-Bey from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At 33, I just happen to be the youngest judge in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm a self-published author and a legal anthropologist.
I'm Dr. Jean Rousseau. I'm a surgeon by way of Haiti, France, Chicago, and Shreveport, Louisiana, where I live now.
I'm Jeanne Rousseau. I'm a pharmacist. I was born in Haiti. I live in France. I live in Congo. I also live in Chicago. Now I'm in Louisiana.
Gabriel Sensor, an engineer. I live in the Virgin Islands. I was born in Cape Haitian, Haiti.
I am Roland Metellus, Government Manager, Western Florida.
I'm Wayne Thompson. I'm the guy that runs a lot of errands. I'm also the executive director of the Oklahoma Health Project to work with HSP.
Stand up, Rose. Thank you. Those comments were extremely powerful. There are two things I want to quickly say. Ron, you're right. Those of us who are in battles in different places, like when you go to South Africa, I mean, right now I'm trying to get students back a Villa Center hanging out over there for those two. Then you go to Mali. That is a problem. And my thing is, there's got to be a way to reconcile it. I know you're right when you're focusing on Haiti. In Selma, where I'm from, right down the street from me, there's a place called Slave City where people don't have running water and don't have electricity except a pump. So my thing is, I think we have to have two strategies. One is the strategy that deals with immediate needs, and that's the project, the single project that you're talking about, something that's concrete that we go in right away and we do. And I think no matter how stressed we are, most of us from organizations where our funds are depleted, okay, And like our radio station has been burnt down twice. So every time you try to educate people, you are met with this type of domestic terror. So I think that we have to come up with a plan that, what I call, end the miseducation of the Negro. And I think we got the short range ideas, the school and immediate needs, the single projects. But I think ultimately, if we're going to have an impact on the way this government, your government, perceives our people globally, that we have to organize and stop the miseducation of our people, because they don't know nothing about Haiti. Yeah. I had to go to South Africa and hear Mbeki talk about the details of Haiti myself. Yeah. Being isolated in Selma and not getting the direct news and the truth. So I'm saying we have to come up with a plan. Since this is the 50th year of the Brown decision, we kicked off, that's why in introducing myself, I said the Rise campaign. We kicked off a campaign right in front of the Supreme Court to end the miseducation. Carter G. Woodson wrote about it. We have never had a systematic plan. Going back to what you're saying about the national rites of passage, these programs in churches, we're going to have to teach our children on a systematic basis about their miseducation. That deals with Haiti, that deals with Africa, that deals with every aspect, Iraq, every aspect of our existence that has been totally mentally enslaved our people. And I think I would like to give people more information about that Rise campaign to end our miseducation. The last point I want to make, I think we have to work within our spheres of interest. Like right now, I'm working with 3 reparations legal teams, and that is the one that's dealing with Tulsa, that is in Koba, 3 different teams. Now, we just lost the case in Tulsa. As terrible as that was, we lost it. But the point is, it helps to educate people. People didn't even know what happened in Tulsa till we filed the case. You might lose the case on the facts, but you still get the word out. So I really believe, and I talked to Ron about this, that those of us who are lawyers, quite a few lawyers on this team, in this ship, that if you're a lawyer, one thing you can do is using the reparations lawsuit to let people know that this country was forced to pay reparations to the French, and the Americans collected it. Well, in bringing a reparations lawsuit, I'm not under no false hope expectations, but just bringing that lawsuit would help educate people about that fact, that here you take a people's country, and then when they win the revolution, you make them pay. And that our so-called government, I would like to get with a team of lawyers and go to the 3 reparations people that I work with to help work on a long-range plan to make sure that happens as a mechanism to educate. And my last comment, whatever we do, we can find ways to do whatever we're doing now to advance the cause of Haiti as we advance the things that we normally do.
Okay, I got Dr. Gilbert Parks and then Leonard Dunstan.
Yes, good morning again, leaders.
And let's make it tight.
I said, Ron know that I can go on for days about this issue of black people. That's true. He's right, because I got something to say about it and got a plan. The first thing I'm going to do is never buy any more Levi jeans, and that's a plan. And I say that to you because it's important for you to understand the dynamics of economics and politics. And all of you all know that one reason of the recent events that's happening in Haiti is because of the cheap labor issue in Haiti. Yep. Yep. And all of you all know that 2 major corporations in America just built plants in Haiti. One of them is Liz Clark, what's her name?
Bayborn.
There you go. And the other one is Levi. I've been wearing Levi jeans all my life as a cowboy. Now I got to stop wearing them. That's a major, serious issue for me. But I'm going to do it because it's a serious issue. And that's part of the reason why this happened. I want you to think about that, because that's a serious issue. The serious issue is that this world is about institutional building for everybody other than us. The whole process in America called integration that came out of Brown is the most death-defying thing that ever happened to America. The present form of integration has enslaved our minds much more than the process of slavery. We've got to free ourselves from mental enslavement all over the world. That's a key issue. My good friend this morning that we discussed asked me, why did you decide to be a psychiatrist when you really love doing other things? I said, because I want to understand why black people do what they do. In supporting everybody except themselves. How can you teach somebody to have a 93% foreign trade deficit? We're the only nation of people in the world that spends more with other people than we do with ourselves. You don't know why come they don't go to the economic 9 rather than the economic big 8? It's because African American is the 9th largest nation in the world, economically. But we spend our money with everybody else other than ourselves. Everybody, we do something with others. The whole process of America right now in the world is doing what? It's the same thing as slavery was 400 years ago physically, and that is to rob the black community of its intellectual resources, and we spend time building other institutions and building other people's institutions rather than building our own institutions.
Summation.
And I summarize it by simply saying, and Ron, that's good.
That's other people already. So.
I understand. That we must, out of this room as leaders, take the role that we're going to free ourselves intellectually, free ourselves mentally in terms of the process of living in the world, how all the great black intellects of the world, if you call it the 10% or whatever, spend time building other institutions, building institutions that are against our best interests all over the world. And Haiti is just an example of it. It's clear why people are not going to support Haiti. It's because Haiti is against the best interests of the white supremacy groups of the world. So they're going to oppose it. I never expect for them to support Haiti. But that we don't support it is the same thing when we don't support these things in America. And that's what we have to go out here as our master plan is, how we support every institution in America that builds us. Leonard, I yield to you.
Yeah. I'm a little paranoid, so I gotta get to the side. So I am paranoid, so
Put the
very happy
put the microphone up. Put it up to you.
I was very happy to hear in the preliminary discussion that education may very well be the focus of the support group. My husband and I first visited Haiti in the early 1970s. There was a gentleman who elected to take us around the island, and it's a breathtakingly beautiful island. And he was a tailor, and he invited us to his home to eat a meal. And I met his wife, and I met his children. And as we began to talk to him, and he was bilingual, speaking in both French and Spanish, he told me that as a tailor, he made $1 a week. He had 7 children. I can't tell you how guilty it actually made me feel. What made me feel worse out of that entire trip was that as my husband and I were leaving Haiti, his wife came and said to me, "Can you take my child back with you?" Her youngest child, a 2-year-old. This woman was willing to give up her child in order to give that child a better opportunity that she thought that my husband and I could provide to that child. Well, obviously, Haiti stayed on my mind. I'd never had any parent make any kind of statement like that to me before. I next focused on Haiti when I was working with the Community Nutrition Institute in Washington, D.C. And I was glad the gentleman mentioned Levi Jeans, because at that time, it was a lobbying institute for nutrition issues in the United States, and Carnation was exporting infant formula to third world countries. Fine. Actually went in and did educational campaigns and told mothers that their breast milk was not good for their babies because of hygiene issues. Well, these are poor countries, and what the mothers were doing was actually diluting that milk with water and literally starving their children. So it was part of my organization's function to go up on Capitol Hill and lobby congressmen, senators, House of Representatives to please stop this company from literally starving babies to death in third world countries. My function was to meet once a week with Esther Peterson under the Jimmy Carter administration and give her an update on our activities. And I would go into the side door of the White House, and she would have a little pot of tea on the side, and we would sit and we'd drink our cup of tea, and I would update her on the issue. We were successful in stopping that campaign to starve those young children. Unfortunately, I do have to leave. I have a previous appointment. I know many of you will be sitting with my husband, Professor Jean Emanuel, later on this afternoon. Believe me, there are people in St. Thomas who are committed to the cause. We are willing to help anywhere, anytime, fact-finding missions economic support, anything that we can do. And I'd say thank you and welcome to our beautiful island, and I hope you enjoy it.
First, I want to really thank Ron for making that explanation, in fact, about why Haiti. In fact, I was sitting there getting ready to ask the question whenever you decided to answer. But I want to cite one example from my childhood and take it one step further. When I was growing up, I was one of 13 children. My mother was a very feisty woman, and she didn't take anything off of anybody. But we lived on what's called our property. But my grandfather still lived, so we didn't have any interest in the property at all. So we had to walk 2 miles to the road and 2 miles back.
Please welcome the young man of the evidence, our beloved Catherine Dunham. Doesn't she look regal?
About being 100, I think that's a great time to stop and celebrate. And now, the other day I said it's not enough. I simply cannot finish what I started. And I think that that is the problem that most of us have, and we do not realize. Why are we uncomfortable and this, that, and the other? Because we have not finished what we started. And the problem is, we don't know what we started. And that's one of the things that I would like to say to you today. Stop and figure out what it is that you have begun in this world that you have not finished. And that's what bothers you. I don't think there's a person in this whole congregation who isn't just a little bit bothered by something. And you stop and think it over and think, what is it, what's troubling you, what is it? It is because we have not carried on what we started. We haven't gone ahead with it at all. So let's try and stop and think, what is it we have to do with our children, or our lives, or our families' lives, or something. I think that's only part of us. The main thing is deep down within us, we began something a long time ago. Once in a while, we would throw in a bone, give it a little piece of, candy, a gold coin, and then go on another 10, 15, 20 years without thinking about it. What is it? We don't know. So, do this to begin with. Right this very minute. We will take 10 seconds for you to think. Just one, not the 100, just one of the things that you began in life and didn't finish. You don't have to finish it. You just go on with it. Is there anyone in this room who can say that he or she has not started something and not finished? If so, raise your hand. Good. Only one. Oh, lady. Them. Have you changed your mind? Tell me the thing that you began in life and that you finished. Will you? Alright. I'm over by me and alright. What did
You're not gonna finish. So nice of you.
yeah, that's what I need. That's what we're talking the same language, you know. In other words, you did begin something and you never finished it. I'm so glad. If that gives you a reason to go on today and tomorrow. Thank you, lady. Thank you. So that is ahead of us. Look at those things that you've begun in life. And that some of them you've done nothing about. You just put them on a shelf and forgot them. And I think I just like that more than I'd say saying, promising yourself tomorrow I will do this. At least it's a promise. But what about this thing of beginning it, putting it on a shelf, and forgetting it altogether? How would you like for God to do that with you? Of course not. It's such a wonderful thing to achieve. It's a wonderful thing to get something done. Now, it can be anything, your church, your school, with your children. And what troubles me, I will tell you one of the things that troubles me today, more than anything else at the moment. I listen to a lot of television. I look at it because I'm in a wheelchair or stretched out in bed or something like that. And I look at a lot of stuff, maybe more than I should, because sometimes it makes me unhappy. Something that troubles me in today's society, now I could say black society, and I mean that, accepting that it stretches far beyond that. I want to talk to you now today about the black part of it. And that is the separation between fathers and sons. I had not realized until a few days ago, it was brought to my attention, I don't know, somehow. And I said to myself, for God's sake, this is so true. I thought of my own family, in which my father and my brother were reasonable friends, but not really. What is happening today is that the young men are asked to tag along. They're cared for, they're loved, and so forth. But look at it closely and carefully. Most of them are tagging along. The sisters get far much more attention because their mothers identify more closely with them. But these young men are not getting their share of family life. Now, one of the reasons why is that the fathers are off someplace. Oh, someone said to me today in jail, this or that part of it. Our fathers have been very negligent about their own lives, not giving themselves time to be with their children, with their sons. I say sons because they should identify with them At a certain age, they need to. At a certain age, the son needs you, and you need the son if you're a man. Men and women are essentially so different. We try to say, women put on some slacks, some I think women try to look better in slacks. Put on some slacks and go up. I can do a man's job. We'll just figure out the muscles to do it. You can wear the slack and do it doesn't mean that you're really doing it. The man, in the meanwhile, what's happened to him? His girlfriend, unfortunately, I say this more than wife, because it's true, statistically. During the girlfriend often they say, we have a little boy. And you'll say, oh, fine, good, great, I want to see him. They look at him, hold him in his arms in the hospital. And he'll go home with him and he'll kind of help. And he'll kind of wash out one diaper and he'll fix one formula. And little by little, the father has less and less to do with the baby. Now, it isn't only with the boy baby, it's the girl babies too. But we're talking today about the boy babies who grow up into young men. Get to be 3 and 4. And where is the father? I don't know. Sometimes the wife and the lady friend or the mother of the baby will know where the father is, and sometimes she will not. Statistically, much of the time she does not know where the father of her child is. This is very hard on a woman. But you know what women have done, and I don't like this at all. Women have decided, well, you know, he's gone, that's that. And they can take another man into their lives, or they can just go on trying to be the man of the family themselves, or they can be this one parent family with a child. The girls, to a degree, have it to some degree easier. The grandmothers and the aunts, and so forth, are more apt to be concerned about little girls than they are about little boys. Somehow little boys are supposed to make it. They do. We see the results of this in the prisons today. I'm sorry to remind you, I'm sorry to impress upon you that I am speaking statistically. It is very true that many of the fathers, now let me see, how did they get into prison? Well, it did some foolish robberies. Foolishly, they were caught lying about this or caught, and then some of them had really good jobs, or some handled them well and some didn't. But the main thing is a large part of our prison population is made up of fathers who have lost sight of their sons. And in this way, the sons have also lost sight of their fathers. It is not good. We talk about destroying the family. We put the blame on the mother who has a favorite. Oh, we did that. No, that isn't. A family, if have had some squirrels or chipmunks or, I don't know, you name it, anything. They have a two-parent family up to a certain age. But we are beginning to think more in terms of a one-parent family, and this is no good. I want a movement which I'm perfectly willing to help with in any way that I can. I want to find the fathers of these young men. When at school somebody says, you know, I don't care what color it is, somebody says, I'm going to a football game with my daddy. All right. They don't have a daddy to go to a football game with because they don't really know who their daddy is. I want to bring fathers and sons together. I am not forgetting about the girls at all, but the girls have a better chance of making it. There's more odds and ends that they can do. They can keep up for somebody. They can wash and iron and cook and so this, that, and the other. Let's stay with our subject of fathers and sons. I would like to have an organization which thought in terms of this young man in school, in high school, will say, going with my father to so-and-so. I'm talking about the white kids. And somebody will say, you going with your father to the ball game? This black child doesn't even know where his father is. More than that, he doesn't even know who his father is. We have to do something about it. I want this organization that I am willing to sponsor in every way possible today to help find fathers who have not acknowledged their boy children, to help young boys who have no idea who their father is, to find the father and bring them together. It takes work and it takes devotion and it takes money. I would like to help you with all of that if you will help me to do this. Do you feel that this is a worthy cause? Oh, I have 1 minute more. In that 1 minute, let me say this to you. I will leave you today. The people who organize today will be my staff. I'm not asking them, I'm telling them to organize a unit that will spend the time, they will be paid a salary. A unit that will spend its time locating the fathers of the young men who do not know if they have a father, and if so, where is he? Bringing them together, helping them find a way of life together. The mothers now will have to come in. You mothers who have had children, and you don't know where the father of that child is, I'm holding you responsible. You get in there and volunteer and help look and help find. You don't have to love or hate this man, but you have to respect him as the father of your son. My time with you is up. It's never up, really. Here's a young she's going to step right into my place. You are? Good. She's going to step right into my place, take over, and help you organize this a year from now. How wonderful to see happy fathers, maybe looking a little guilty or something. Happy fathers whose son's able to say to somebody at school, my daddy said to me so and so. Thank you very much.
Okay, a very special presentation for our community, presented by Mirta Roy. Another round of applause. Well, one of the, we say in our culture we have respect for our elders, so that means we can interrupt things, right? And just, she's 95 years young. So we can take a look at our elders. I'm really pleased, and I hope that there will be another occasion where people will get a chance to just, touch and press the flesh and so forth. But we're just delighted that she would just take the time to be with us. And to give us her heartfelt,
What's that? This one right there? Okay.
mother.
Nice meeting What's your number? 6540. 6540. Okay.
He has to give you a little bit of the European culture in that matter. This is a continent specialized in war. They have had war that lasted 100 years. They have developed weapons from the sword to the atomic bomb, from the musket to the cannon. Military matter is something that they know and they practice. And that's why when they came to this hemisphere, not only they knew how to handle the rifle, but military tactics and strategy. And after 12 years, they defeated not only the greatest army of that time, the Napoleonic army, but also the British, who came to conquer the colony from Jamaica, and the Spanish, who invaded from the east. They beat them all because they had invented for themselves a type of war adapted to the topography of their land. Only started modern guerrilla warfare in 1809. In 1809, we have been independent for 6 years. But the name is Spanish and the credit is for the Spaniards. But guerrilla warfare was developed in Haiti by men called Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, Christophe, Pétion, and so on. Now, on January 1st, 1804, after the Battle of Vertières, a battle where the city of Cap-Haïtien fell to the indigenous army, saying we. That's exactly what I mean. All the leaders were not from Haiti. We were going to visit the citadel. It was built by King Christopher, who was born in Grenada. The first guy who raised the banner of revolt was Bookman. He was Jamaican. So it's a unity that was created to break the chain where it was weak. And we all participated in it. So you're not going to honor my country or my history. You are going to honor your race and your history. How come it is so easy to enter between the groups in Haiti and create so much problem? Because in Haiti, and I'm saying that for those, I want a doctor in every kindergarten. I want in every union, trade union. I want them everywhere. And the thing that really, really amazed me, we went to Camagüey, and the Haitian community in Camagüey, that is quite large, came to receive the Haitian president. They were in a room about the size of the middle section here, about 500 people, and they were talking about going to Haiti and help. And we all said, I have enough people. What I want is, I want professionals. I want doctors, for instance. How many of you are working in a hospital as medical technicians? 1/3 of the room stood up. And they were all from Haitian origin. Okay? And I say that it was a good move to allow Haiti and Cuba to renew relationship. And the help that we have received from Cuba is the most generous that we have ever received in our history. Not only they send the doctors, they send fishermen. They signed a contract with the Haitian government on January 21st. On February 10, there were 4 modern boats in our shore to teach our fishermen how to fish. And they send us little fish to sow in our lakes, ponds, and rivers. You know how many? 37 million. Okay? And I say that this is the most generous help we have ever received. And if somebody condemns the government of Haiti of doing that, I will stand against you. Now, I think that I have talked enough, and many of you would like to hear the music. And I'm going to start the music, not by singing, but by reciting a poem to you. You know about the Haitian boat people, the people who have come to the United States looking for a better life. Some of them were kicked back, some of them were put in jail, but some have escaped anyway. And I'm going to tell you a poem that is called Freedom Bound, and the subtitle will be The Haitian Boat People. Freedom, here I come. Raise your lamp beside the golden door. Welcome my hopes and my dreams ashore. It's for you that I forsake my home. Freedom, oh freedom, since I have never seen you before, I don't really know what to look for, but ready or not, here I come. I set my sail across the dawn to take me away from my fears. I turn my face toward the morning sun, so the sunshine can dry out my tears. There'll be nothing to hold me down in my traveling freedom bound. I'll cross the borders of many nations and burn holes in the four horizons. Freedom, oh freedom, we're so thirsty for you where I'm from, that one day I'll take you by the hand and invite you to dwell in my land. But everybody agrees, it seems, to keep me away from their doors. And when I manage to make it ashore, I have no time to unpack my dreams. I work the cane fields, and I swear I have found no sugar in there. Although I came begging for liberty, I am jailed in the land of the free. Freedom, oh freedom, now I know I can't call you my own till the day I build you with my hand in the color and shape of my land.
J'ai vu le soleil de j'ai vu la fontana de Trevi, et j'ai vécu la nuit tropicale, et j'ai beaucoup for that sweet but bitter sugar. We're gonna tell you a story, and you're gonna see the beautiful faces of Haiti. Chicken.
conversation, not accidentally, but on purpose. A brother who has managed the city, who has had to deal with issues of economic development in relationship to the National Conference of Mayors, as he was the president of that. And now, I think, in his position as president of the National Urban League, this is, of course, one of those positions which, among other things, has him interface with the whole question of economic development in the African American community, entrepreneurial development, all of those kinds of issues, as well as an intersection with corporate America. So he's in a very, very unique and sometimes delicate position in relationship to balancing all of those respective interests. So we've asked him to facilitate the session this morning. We want it to be freewheeling and participatory. We've assembled an outstanding panel of resource.
Valier's regime, they came and, I'm going to use a Haitian word, they chouquet our company. And I'm sure you know what that means. And at that time, we had the label of being Duvalier people. Now, after Mr. Aristide took position as president of Haiti, I had a piece of land and I was attacked on that piece of land because, again, I was part of the opposition to Aristide, although I personally fought tremendously to bring him into power. And I went to a hospital and I had 2 operations, 57 stitches twice. Because of a machete, they cut my head in the back. So that's the second reason why I was chosen today.
Cultural and historical tourism, creating strong bonds between Haiti and the African American community, participating in the revival of Haiti's economy, so as to contribute to the improvement of the population's living conditions. Haiti Support Project has always claimed its political neutrality and its desire to commit to the Haitian people independently of any political structure or partisan feeling. Today, less than 10 days before August 19, the Haiti Support Project has canceled all of the activities that were to take place in Milo and confined Cruising into History to Labadie, invoking its refusal to endorse the interim government and decreeing the treatment inflicted upon the
take them? They are right here. And I will read the last mail that I received, which is a reaction of the private business sector to the cancellation of the historic visit to Milo by the Cruising into History. In answer to an invitation by the Haiti Support Project Group, the Haitian private business sector had enthusiastically accepted to give its full support to the Cruising into History event and to take part in a business seminar on the cruising ship that was to bring to our land our American brothers and sisters. Businessmen and women sensitive to the Haitian issue, willing to invest in our country's economy and to contribute in the development of social projects. This fraternal meeting would have allowed these businessmen and women to debate subjects as varied as tourism, agro-processing, natural resources, and telecommunications. Your presence in Haiti is the conclusion of more than 2 years of sustained and uninterrupted efforts through the trials and uncertainties of one of the most troubled periods in our life as a nation. Our meeting was to be a moment of hope, a bonding gesture between the sister communities of the United States and our country. An unfortunate decision made unilaterally without consulting the Haitian side destroyed everything. So here we are at this moment trying to pick up the pieces of dashed hopes the hopes of hundreds of small entrepreneurs, horse owners, craftsmen, painters, then